If Cuba is doing nothing to relax political repression, why is the president doing it?
Well, I think the president has a misguided calculation that if you open your hands to dictators, that they will unclench their fists.
So that's the Democratic Senator Bob Menendez with Chris Wallace yesterday, slamming a guiding principle of President Obama's foreign policy that we're also seeing in the nuclear deal with Iran. Menendez, just one of the critics, calling the president's practice of trying to change behavior by making concessions dangerously naive. That's his position. John Sununu, former governor of New Hampshire, was White House chief of staff for President George W. Bush, and welcome back to our program here. If that's the case, why is this happening this way? Why is he doing it? To borrow Chris's question there.
Because the president's just arrogant and thinks he knows more than anyone else, and he knows nothing. He's got Senator Menendez, who is the ranking Democrat in the Foreign Relations Committee, extremely concerned. He's got Chuck Schumer, who is the de facto leader of the Democrats in the Senate, now that Harry Reid is going around creating new excuses for his eye damage. And he has a whole bunch of Democrats joining Republicans in saying the Constitution says that on issues like this, we do this with both the executive branch and the legislative branch participating. But the president's just too arrogant to understand what the Constitution says.
Well, just last hour, word out of Moscow, Russia will lift an embargo on deliveries of S-300 missile systems to Iran. This is 24 hours away from when the Senate committee takes up this bill that perhaps will force the president to allow Congress to review this for a period of at least 60 days. Now, what is your expectation on behalf of the pressure in the U.S. Senate?
Well, the president's going to have to start understanding that actions like that between Iran and Russia really have significance. And to try and befriend Iran when they are completely creating turmoil in the Middle East, frightening our allies such as King Abdullah of Jordan, frightening the Saudis, putting pressure on through their support of folks that are supporting problems in Syria. And as a number of folks have pointed out, they virtually are the bad actor in everything bad that is going on in the Middle East.
Well, Brett was in Amman, Jordan over the weekend with King Abdullah, and he asked the king at one point, what is the effect of a growing Iran throughout the region? Question and answer right here.
And so their outreach, their reach to Iraq, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, that's concerning for you?
And again, don't forget Africa. They have a touch in the Horn of Africa and towards the center too. So it's regional.
And his point, Governor, is that those moves on behalf of Tehran should be a part of these negotiations. I don't know if they are. Do you?
Well, they clearly are things that the president's choosing to ignore. King Abdullah's message is, dear President Obama, don't be so stupid and ignore what is really going on in this region. We have problems. We need some support from the U.S. putting pressure on Iran, not greasing the palm of the Iranians in the process.
You have a shadow war for 40-plus years. Why would you not exact changes if you're going to go forward with this nuclear deal? Why would you not try and change Iran's behavior?
Well, we have had some success in changing it. The sanctions have pushed them to come to the table. But the president's not taking advantage of that opportunity. He has this grand vision that he wants to do with Iran what Nixon did with China. The difference is Nixon did something with China that the whole world supported. Obama is doing something with Iran that the whole world opposes.
Now, what is your sense? Do we do some sort of deal in the end, whether it's June, July, August, or 6 months from now? Does that happen?
This president's going to sign something no matter how bad it is.
Governor Sununu, thank you for your time out of New Hampshire today.
Thank you.
Good to have you back.